Mariko Tamaki and Max Raynor reveal the con behind Arkham Tower as Psycho Pirate's role in Dr. Weir's miracle cures is unmasked. Mariko Tamaki reveals the source behind Dr. Weir's miracle cures and what Arkham Tower really is, taking a really refreshing step in a different direction. Instead of making it some grand conspiracy to take control of Gotham and get rid of the Batman family and all that sort of stuff, it's just a couple of con men who have gotten in way over their heads, all in the name of getting some money to get out of the game. I loved how Psycho Pirate literally took a plane to get into the plot from Infinite Frontier, smuggling himself into the story so Darkseid doesn't know where he is. On top of that, Tamaki also continues the drug trade storyline and how Weir keeps digging himself deeper and deeper into his lies, and he's got the attention of the Penguin and the Party Crashers now. Two parties you really shouldn't really be messing with. The stakes keep getting bigger for Weir and his people and all his lies as well, so I'm really looking forward to that moment when it all comes crashing down and we get to replay what we saw in part 1 with him getting thrown out the window by a mob of angry patients. Max Raynor steps in as artist with some fantastic character focused pages that play on Psycho Pirate's powers really well. I really love the choice that when he loses control over everyone and makes everyone go from calm to more violent, the book adopts the red motif it had in the first few issues, when the patient's anger is at an all-time high and the pages are done like they're covered in blood and just seeped in their rage. Is a fantastic bit of visual storytelling. Detective Comics issue 1051 was a fantastic part of the Shadows of the Bat storyline, cracking open the really refreshing arc and laying out the villain's really simple plans very well. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Detective Comics issue 1051 heads to Keystone City months ago, where a plane lands with Psycho Pirate hiding out in a suitcase, using his powers so that no one sees him. As the plane lands, he escapes the airport and meets with his old friend Tobias Weir, telling him that someone very serious is looking for him. Weir knows that while Roger was working on his new tricks, he came up with the greatest hustle ever. Roger tries to explain the people after him aren't really even people, but Weir knows that if they pull this off, no one will find him, and he just needs to know if he can control people with that mask. Roger knows he can, showing it off on Sandy, making her feel happy and getting her to dance around the dilapidated house. As she dances around the room, Weir wonders if he could do that to dozens of people all at once for a month. Roger knows that he can, but he needs to stay hidden. Weir tells him that if they can really do this con, then they'll keep him out of sight, and at the end, they'll be able to walk away with a fortune. In the cave, Oracle tells the team that construction in the tunnels is back up again, and she's caused some red tape to try and stall them, but at some point, this base for them won't cut it anymore. She also says that in the last week, there has been an uptick of numb sales on the streets, and it's more potent than any other drug in Gotham, and it's killing people. Batwoman knows there's a connection to Arkham Tower, and they have now identified 3 party crashers on the staff, as well as found a new off-site party crasher base, none of which are their main HQ though. Oracle tells them of the spyware in the tower computers to confirm if the tower's pills are on the street, and then they can figure out who else knows. Weir meanwhile meets with the party crashers at their underground base, and they aren't too happy since they discover that half the pills he sold them are just placebos and are duds. They know that Weir is double dipping and selling the other half of the shipment to Penguin, but Weir thinks that there is no problem since he's still working for them. The leader says that he now owes them twice the shipment in 24 hours free of charge, and Weir knows that's no problem at all, with the party crasher wondering if anything is actually a problem for the Doctor. As Weir leaves, Penguin calls him, also revealing to have found that half his pills are duds as well, and demands the same deal the party crashers got, giving the man 24 hours, and if it's not delivered to them in that time, he'll turn him into fish chum. Weir finds it no problem at all, as later on, Dr. Meridian sits in a session with Siphon, who talks about the movies he used to watch with his dad in his head. Chase wants to know about Manuel's dad, but the man continues to talk about the violent movies he used to watch. Chase decides to ask him how old he was while watching them, but Manuel says he's watching them right now, and he can see it all right in front of him, and it makes him feel fine. Later on, Chase calls Dr. Weir, asking him about some of the medications the patients are on, wanting to meet with Dr. Ocean to discuss them. Weir says that she can get him in touch with Ocean once he's back from the city, but Chase says that her report to Nakano will have to wait until she and Ocean have spoken. Weir wants to come to some compromise, but Chase knows they can't, prompting Weir to hang up on her as he speeds down the road, cursing at the woman. Chase soon calls Chris Nakano, telling him to come for a tour of the tower as Koyuki arrives, asking if they are opening to new patients yet. Chris tells his wife that he's waiting on Chase's word, but the progress on the place has been remarkable, and it could be the results they need to get her some help. Koyuki doesn't believe in miracle cures, despite Chris believing in them. Dick meanwhile uploads his spyware into the hospital computers as he continues his job as a janitor. As up in Dr. Ocean's office, Weir yells at Psycho Pirate, who despite all of the caffeine he's ingested can't keep doing this for Tobias, especially when he wants to add another person to the growing list of people to control, since it's a delicate web of interlocking emotions. Roger tells Weir that the patients will need to be drugged, and Weir knows that they have no choice, demanding that he be in his office in 1 hour and not mess this up. Nakano soon arrives as Psycho Pirate begins manipulating the people of the tower again, making them feel happy and excited. He continues this for days until he can't control it any longer, falling unconscious and losing control, causing Manuel to stab an orderly in the cafeteria. The lockdown is soon activated as a riot breaks out in the cafeteria while Dick contacts Oracle, telling her that something is happening, not wanting any backup since it will blow their operation. He goes to see what's happening but is attacked by Anna, who knows full well he is Nightwing. Helena meanwhile was having a session with Dr. Meridian when the alarms sound, but Helena wants her to call Dr. Frau and tell her what is happening as she rushes out the room, confronting Nero, who has come to cut off the head of Chase Meridian. Helena battles the knife-wielding maniac, who tells her that all traitors kneel before him. She viciously beats the man into submission, stopping when he's unconscious. She tells herself that she has to remember this, running down the hallway, as upstairs Weir finds Roger passed out, pushing his mask back onto his face and telling him to stop them all. Roger regains composure, telling everyone in the building, including Weir and Chase, fall asleep, making them all forget what happened.